I discovered her Google search history, which included things like, "What should I do if my boyfriend is unattractive and I'm embarrassed to be seen with him?" I didn't confront her. Instead, I took her out one last time to a mirror store. Now, she's crying because I cut off contact. I'm Mark, 24, and I work at a home improvement warehouse loading trucks and doing inventory. Not exactly model material, but I take care of myself. I hit the gym when I can and dress decently enough. I've always thought I was average looking, maybe a bit below that, but not terrible. I've been with Lisa for 6 months. She's 22 and works at a fancy clothing boutique in the mall. She often posts Instagram pics with perfect lighting and filters, which is way out of my league. Honestly, that should have been my first hint that something was off. We met at a house party through mutual friends. Lisa was drunk, I was drunk, and we hit it off, exchanging numbers and starting to hang out regularly. At first, she seemed genuinely into me, laughing at my jokes and wanting to spend time together. But looking back, I realized she almost never wanted to go places where we might run into people she knew. She always suggested staying in to watch movies or going to restaurants far from her friends. Whenever I suggested places closer to her work or apartment, she'd make excuses. "That place is too crowded on weekends," or "I don't really like their food anymore, let's try somewhere new." I figured she just liked exploring different spots and didn't think much of it. However, the odd behavior became more apparent. Lisa never posted pictures of us together on social media. Her Instagram was full of selfies and pictures with her girlfriends, but there were 0 couple photos. When I mentioned it once, she said she preferred to keep her relationship private because social media ruins relationships. I thought that made sense. Plenty of people don't share their personal lives online. Then I noticed she acted differently when we were out and ran into people she knew. One time, we were at the mall, and her coworker from the boutique spotted us. Lisa got all weird, standing farther away from me and not holding my hand like usual. "Hey girl, who's this?" her coworker asked. "Oh, this is Mark. We're just hanging out," Lisa replied. "Just hanging out." After 6 months of dating, she didn't even say I was her boyfriend or that we were seeing each other. Just hanging out, like we were casual friends. Her coworker gave me a look like she was trying to figure out what Lisa was doing with me, which made me feel about 2 inches tall. Later, I asked Lisa about it. "Why didn't you introduce me as your boyfriend?" "I did. I said we were hanging out." "That's not the same thing." "Mark, you're overthinking it. Labels don't matter." "Labels don't matter?" 6 months in, and she couldn't call me her boyfriend in front of her coworker. Things got weirder from there. Lisa started making backhanded comments about my appearance, like, "I love how you don't care what people think about your style," or, "You're so confident wearing whatever makes you comfortable." What kind of compliments were those? I wear normal jeans and t-shirts, nothing crazy, but the way she said it made it sound like I was some fashion disaster who didn't know better. She also started suggesting changes. "Have you ever thought about trying contact lenses?" When I wore my glasses, or, "What do you think about maybe growing your hair out a bit?" After I got my usual haircut. She pointed out clothes that cost more than I make in a week. I started feeling self-conscious about everything. The way I looked dressed, even how I talked around her friends. Lisa was making me feel like a project she was trying to fix. The breaking point came 2 weeks ago when Lisa left her laptop open at my place while she went to grab food. A notification popped up, and I saw Google Chrome was open with multiple tabs. I know snooping is wrong, but curiosity got the better of me. I clicked on the search history tab and saw something that made my blood run cold. Recent searches included: "What should I do if my boyfriend is ugly and I'm embarrassed to be seen with him?" "How to break up with someone without hurting their feelings." "Is it shallow to care about your boyfriend's appearance?" And "My friends think my boyfriend is unattractive. What do I do?" The timestamps showed she'd been searching this stuff for weeks, while we were hanging out, while she was kissing me goodnight, while she was telling me she cared about me. I just stared at that screen for about 10 minutes. 6 months of dating, and my girlfriend thought I was so unattractive she was embarrassed to be seen with me. She had been Googling advice on how to fix me or dump me this entire time. The worst part was reading some of the articles she clicked on, advice about gently suggesting improvements and focusing on personality over looks, and considering if physical attraction really matters. She'd been treating our relationship like a charity case. Lisa came back with Chinese takeout, acting all normal. "Hope you don't mind. I got extra spring rolls. I know you love them." I was sitting there, knowing she'd literally Googled whether I was too ugly for her while acting sweet, and bringing me my favorite food. Everything okay? You seem quiet. Yeah, just tired from work. I spent that whole evening watching Lisa pretend to be happy with me while knowing she'd been researching how to either change me or leave me. She laughed at my jokes, cuddled during the movie, acted like the perfect girlfriend, all while thinking I was an embarrassment. That night, after she left, I made a decision. I wasn't going to confront her about the searches. I didn't want to have some dramatic argument about her true feelings. I was going to do something entirely different. The next day, I called Lisa and asked if she wanted to go out Saturday night somewhere special for a change. Really? Where were you thinking? It's a surprise. Just dress nice, and I'll pick you up at 7. She seemed excited about finally doing something fancy, probably thinking I was going to take her somewhere impressive where she could show off. I spent the week planning exactly where we were going, finding the perfect place about 30 minutes outside town. I did some research to make sure everything would work out just right. Saturday came, and I showed up at Lisa's apartment in my regular clothes. Clean jeans and a decent shirt, but nothing special. If she thought I was ugly, I might as well not pretend otherwise. You look nice, Lisa said when she answered the door, though I could tell she was expecting me to dress up more. She was dressed to impress too, nice dress, heels, full makeup, hair done perfectly, ready for whatever fancy restaurant she thought we were going to. So where are we headed? She asked as we got into my car. You'll see, it's going to be perfect. We drove through downtown, and Lisa kept trying to guess where we were going. Every time we passed a nice restaurant, she'd get excited, thinking that was our destination. I just kept smiling and telling her to be patient. After about 20 minutes, she started getting confused about the direction we were heading. Are we going to that new place outside town? Something like that. I thought you said we were going somewhere special. We are, very special. We pulled into the parking lot of a shopping center, and Lisa looked around, confused. This wasn't exactly the romantic dinner destination she was expecting. Mark, what are we doing here? Our reservation isn't for another few minutes. Let's just walk around and window shop first. The shopping center had typical stores: clothing shops, electronics, a bookstore, and in the center, a large store called Reflections Home Decor. They specialized in mirrors, picture frames, and decorative glass, perfect for what I had planned. I want to show you something in here first, I said, leading Lisa toward Reflections. A mirror store? Why? Trust me. We walked into Reflections, and I have to say the place was impressive. Mirrors everywhere. Wall mirrors, floor mirrors, hand mirrors, decorative mirrors, antique mirrors. Every size and style you could imagine. Lisa looked around, confused. Mark, this is weird. Why are we in a mirror store? I wanted to show you something important. I led her to the back of the store, where there was a large display area with mirrors arranged at different angles. When you stood in certain spots, you could see yourself from multiple perspectives. Stand right here, I said, positioning Lisa where several mirrors would reflect her. An employee started walking over, probably wondering what we were doing, but I kept it brief. What are you doing? Look around, what do you see? Lisa glanced at her reflections, looking confused and uncomfortable. I see myself. Now look at this. I pulled out my phone and showed her the screenshot of her search history. Lisa's face went white when she saw what I was showing her. Mark, I can explain. You Googled whether I'm too ugly for you multiple times. The store employee was definitely watching us now, so I kept my voice low. That wasn't. I was just confused about some things. Confused about whether I'm too embarrassing to be seen with? I never meant for you to see that. But you meant to search it for weeks. Lisa started tearing up, seeing herself getting emotional in the mirrors around us. Can we please go somewhere else and talk about this? We just did talk about it right here, where you can see yourself clearly while thinking about what you did. What's that supposed to mean? It means look at yourself and ask if the person you see deserves someone she finds attractive. Mark, please, you should go find that person because it's not me. The employee was definitely coming over now, so I started walking toward the exit. Where are you going? Home. Hope you enjoyed the mirrors. I left the store with Lisa calling after me. By the time I got to my car, she was standing outside, looking confused and upset. I drove home and blocked her number before I even reached my apartment. Over the next few days, Lisa tried everything to contact me. She called from different numbers, showed up at my work, and sent messages through friends, all with the same basic theme. She was sorry she made a mistake, and she wanted to work things out. Her best friend Morgan called me a few days later. Mark, Lisa is devastated. She knows she messed up, but she really does care about you. She cares about having a boyfriend. She doesn't care about me specifically. That's not fair. Everyone has moments of doubt. Not everyone Googles whether their boyfriend is too ugly for them. Morgan told me she was just feeling insecure about some things. Insecure about dating someone she found unattractive? Mark, she wants to make it right. There's nothing to make right. She showed me how she really feels, and I believe her. You're being too harsh. I'm being realistic. Lisa spent weeks researching how to deal with having an ugly boyfriend. That's not a moment of doubt. That's how she actually sees me. Morgan kept pushing, but I wasn't interested. Lisa had shown me her true feelings, and I wasn't going to pretend otherwise. A week later, I ran into Lisa at the grocery store. She looked terrible, sweatpants, no makeup, hair in a messy ponytail, complete opposite of her usual perfect appearance. Mark, please, can we just talk for 5 minutes? There's nothing to talk about. I know I hurt you, but I've been thinking about everything, and I realize how wrong I was. Good for you. I don't care about any of that superficial stuff anymore. I just want us back. Lisa, you can't just decide you don't care about looks anymore because it's convenient. I'm not being convenient. I'm being honest about my feelings. Your honest feelings were in those Google searches. That was a moment of weakness. That was weeks of research. Lisa, you didn't just wonder about my appearance once. You actively searched for advice about it multiple times. I know it looks bad, but it doesn't just look bad, it is bad. Everyone makes mistakes. Not everyone researches whether their boyfriend is too embarrassing to be seen with. I started walking away, but Lisa followed me through the produce section. Mark, I'm begging you, give me another chance. Why? So you can spend more time being embarrassed about how I look. I'm not embarrassed anymore. You're not embarrassed because we're not dating anymore. Problem solved. That's not what I wanted. It's what you got, though. This is so unfair. I apologized, and I'm trying to make things right. Lisa, answer me honestly. When you Googled those questions about my appearance, what were you hoping to find? She stopped following me and just stood there by the bananas. I don't know. Yes, you do. You were hoping to find advice that would either help you change me or give you permission to leave me. Maybe, but that doesn't mean I don't care about you. It means you care more about appearances than you care about me. I can change. You shouldn't have to change your basic attraction to someone you're dating. So that's it? You're never going to forgive me. There's nothing to forgive. You were honest about how you feel. I'm just accepting that honesty. I left Lisa standing in the produce section, looking lost. I haven't seen her since. Through mutual friends, I heard she's been telling people I ghosted her over nothing and that I overreacted to a misunderstanding. According to her version, she had some minor insecurities and I blew everything out of proportion. But our friend Jessica, who knows the whole story, told me Lisa's been having a hard time dating since we broke up. Apparently, she's been comparing every guy to me and realizing that maybe looks aren't as important as she thought. She keeps saying she made the biggest mistake of her life. Jessica told me Lisa made the mistake of letting me see how she really felt. Maybe you could give her another chance. She seems like she's learned her lesson. Her lesson was that she can't Google whether her boyfriend is ugly without consequences. That's not the same as actually caring about me. Jessica tried to argue, but I was done discussing it. Lisa had shown me exactly how she saw me, and I believed her the first time. The mirror store thing probably seems harsh to some people, but I figured if she wanted to spend her time looking up whether I was too ugly for her, she should get a good long look at herself too. Sometimes, people need to see themselves clearly before they understand what they've done. Lisa spent weeks researching whether she was too good for me. In the end, she found out she wasn't good enough for me instead. The mirrors just helped her see it from every angle.